So I'm in my usual about going out. Well, for some reason, I feel it's really dysfunctional of me not wanting to go out. I feel the fact that I don't want to go out. There's something wrong. Disapprove of me because, and also because I act. And then there's for most days I really enjoy when I'm just go, oh my god, like what are you doing? You're a totally crazy person. Like what are you doing all by yourself in that room? And because I'm accustomed to it, I'm accustomed to being alone for some reason, and I'm not proud of it. I'm not saying that it's a good thing, but for whatever sensitive dependence on initial, you know, whatever is that I'm chronically alone. I'm a chronic loner, and I don't understand people a lot of the time. I have no idea what's going. Most of the time, I have no idea what's going on, which is, kind of almost, it's not scary. It's a little bit scary, So for me, I'm able to create my little space here, something that makes sense to me. I like, maybe I'm getting Alzheimer's. Maybe it's just all my years of, you know, being crazy catching up to me. But I just can't make any heads nor tails out of anything right about it now. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's like I can't. I just can't. Basically, As much as I would like to, it's not that I don't really, not that I don't like to do it. It's just, I could see that people are doing really good stuff. I see that a lot of really good things are happening. I'm really gratified that people are. I'm scratching my ass. I am. That people are making a life that's more compatible for themselves. Because I really can't handle it when people are just miserable for no particular apparent reason. I mean, sure, it could be miserable. Yeah, it's great. But I don't see the point. I mean, I don't see what the point of being miserable is when there's so much good stuff around to enjoy. And chronically, I don't do anything. I'm trying to put my selfie stick on to. There you go. So I got it on. So now I just have to open up this thing. So now I have an actual friend. I should just tape a human face on. Oh, I have my own human face right there. I can just tape a human face onto this screen here. Then I would have somebody to talk to. I sound so pathetic. I have nobody to talk to. I can talk to the camera, pretend that maybe some people in the far future might be seeing me talk and wonder, you know, who was this person back in the ancient times? Somebody from the future would see me and they would not know what kind of person that I am or who I am. I mean, a lot of the clues to who I am are bound up with the objects that are in my room. I have a lot of things. I do. I have a lot of things that are wonderful things that I love them, and I like to share them if I could. I can. I mean, I feel like every time anybody comes to see me, I'm always like, oh, look at this thing, look at this thing, look at this, isn't this fun? Or, it's not really that they cost money or anything like that. I mean, for example, playing The Sims is really free. It's a free, it's a free game, and I'll show you. It's free. This won't go on anymore. All right, so here's The Sims. I'm just gonna look at The Sims. And I see a lot of people putting makeup on. They put makeup on their videos. And people love it, and thousands of people are interested in watching them do that. I guess I could do that. I could put makeup on. I mean, I have done body painting and things like that. I was just telling somebody today that I did body painting for a fetish club in Vancouver, which was like, it was fun. It wasn't lewd at all, not even remotely. I just painted dragons on people's bellies and legs and things like that. But I mean, it wasn't a you know, lascivious act. Not that that's bad or anything like that. I'm not saying that it's bad, but I like to constantly be sort of saddled with that particular role. I mean, it's not saddled. It's not like it's a bad thing. It's just like why every time. Oh, I'm trying to do something serious, and all anybody ever wants to do is think about sex. It's just really irritating to me for some reason. I don't know why. That's why I get the reputation for being a brain on a pillow. Like I'm a brain on a pillow, and I really, I am really, I am really a bitch. It's true. I am really, really a bitch. I don't really want to be, so that's why I stay away from people because I don't want to be a bitch. But then I want somebody to talk to. So then what do I got to do? I got to put some kind of like, I'll wear a beard. Oh, here I get a big, look at a big beard, and I would be a big bearded person. So like I'm gonna be a big bearded person. I could actually do that. I could get like an old man. I need an old man costume. That's what I need. I need an old man. I don't want to wear makeup like bullshit makeup. I think if I had makeup, I'm gonna wear an old man costume with you know maybe a bald head or something like that. I'll get a bald wig. That's why you actually shave the top of my head, which would be cool. If I get me some old effeminate dude instead of some kind of fucking bullshit. I don't know. The whole sexual arena is just icky. And then I feel like, oh well, I'm a big prude. I'm not a prude. It's not that I'm a prude. It's just that for me, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it right. You know, for me, right. What I think is right. Not what somebody else thinks is right. It's like what I think is right. You know, just how I do stuff. I just like to do things the way I think that they're right. I do it my way. I know that's it's not a popular stance. You're supposed to do things the way everybody else does them. And then when you do them weird, then they look at you like you're weird. The whole thing is just really not a. That's why I stay in the house, basically. And it's not. Now I love people. I love seeing them out there having a good time. It's not that I don't like people. I do. It's nothing to do with me liking people or not. What it has to do with is, um, you know, just all right. I'm not. I don't. All right. So I'm weird. Whatever. Whatever. Just not get too carried away about it. Be a strange person. You know. What the hell's going on here? Nobody seems to know. All right, they're done with whatever they were doing. I could just be like an art installation or something and just go on, and people could just listen to what I have to say because I don't, I can't cater. First of all, I can't cater to other people's desires of what they want because I don't even know. I don't even know what people want. And not that I don't care, but I kind of don't care. And then, well, that just brands me as some kind of horrible narcissist or some bullshit like that, which I happen to be. Yes, I am. I guess. I mean, if that's what it is, that's what it is. So I got another. So I got another. I can't do it. Yeah, like I like playing. I like it when the kids are little. Then you can just play. You can play video games with them. They're fine. I don't get all bullshit twisted up inside. Whatever that people do, I don't know what they do. All right, so I'm gonna try to get a maximum of these things because I can't really do this upgrade until see. I like doing upgrade. I like playing games. It's basically what it boils down to. I like playing games, and there's games that I like playing, and there's games that I don't like playing. And there's games that I have played that I'm not interested in playing anymore. For instance, I Call of Duty or something like that because I have played it and I have played Grand Theft Auto and I have played Call of Duty and I don't like them. I mean, because they're not my kind of game. Because I'm coming from real world problems. Like we got to feed people. That's why I like playing things like The Sims or even Sim City, which I don't like as much because it's they all they want is your money basically. And you can see that either you have to have all the money or just eliminate money as a thing. You either have to have all the money that you want in order to accomplish what you need to accomplish, because otherwise it's just a barrier. You can't say, oh, okay, look, there's this big pile of bricks over here, and over here there's a need for this archway or something like that. So you can't just say something like that, you know, because you can see what has to happen. Everybody kind of knows what needs to be. I mean, people need this. They're doing it. People are doing it out here. They're doing a really good job. They have the housing for artists, and they have people are getting together. I think it's so wonderful that people are finally getting together, and they are actually. So that makes me happy. That people are getting together. So I really don't have anything to complain about. I don't even know. I'm not complaining. All right. So it's not like I'm complaining, but sometimes I just like to have somebody to talk to. I like to write. I do write. I write a lot. You know, I write. I draw pictures. I do some dancing. Sometimes I like to talk. A lot of people don't like me to talk. So then I can just talk to the camera. The camera doesn't care if I talk. The camera has no problem with me talking. I guess that's the thing. I like to be able to talk. I like to be able to talk to somebody who actually understands me, which is really an attractive feature for me in dealing with humans. Is if I could talk to a human that actually understands what I'm saying, that really helps. And I may not always be very good at that my own self. So I don't always understand. And lots of times I don't understand. And then I go into like, oh, I'm going to shut down because I don't, I don't understand, so I don't know what the hell's going on. I just want to shut down and just not talk to anybody because I don't know what's going on and I don't know how. I mean, I guess it's just confusion, basically, for me. A lot of my problem is just I'm confused a lot of the time, and it maybe because I'm not paying, like, yeah, oh, like Graham says or people says, oh, I'm not paying attention, which is very possibly true. Yeah, but I mean, that's why I think that I think that the Sims would be is a really good tool for. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see it? The Sims. It's a good tool for. I wonder if I could do it backwards. Like, it's a great tool for communication. I think you can live in any country and play The Sims, and you would understand what's going on. And for me, I use The Sims as a modeling tool. For me, like I don't know if you can see here, but I have all my kids. We have one, two, three. We have four. Oh wait, one, two, three. One, two, three. Where's my other one? Four. I have four. One, two, three, four. I have four. I have four toddlers. If you can see them. One, two. One's watching TV. One's painting. One's sitting on the floor playing with something. Playing with the dollhouse. One's playing with the dollhouse. Two of them are watching TV. One's sitting on the floor watching TV. The other one is finger painting. There's an adult female sitting on the couch with them watching TV, and another guy is sitting at a table reading a book. So that's what my Sims are doing in their little Sim houses, which is why I like it because it's a modeling tool for me. It's like this is how I like life. This is basically all right, I'm talking as if, well, if I'm the only person in the universe, then I don't have to impress anybody, so I can do it how I want to do it. Because I don't have to impress anybody with this, so I can just do it how I feel like it, which is what I like about art, and also what I like about playing this particular video game because you can't really win or not win. You just play. And I like games where I don't have to necessarily win or not win. I just like to play. So here we are. We'll just see, and we'll see what's going on here. I mean, this is the police station in the Sim town. The Sim town has a police station, and you can see maybe the desk, and you can see that they have a like a workout room, so they can do exercises. They have a workout room where they have if I zip in here, you see that they have some weights. They have a weight training. They have a bicycle and a weights, and they have a thing to climb over, like a barrier. So they go in there and they do motivational training, and they're really cute when they do it. I love them when they do it. And why are you not doing this now? They're sitting there reading. They're just sitting there reading magazines as if they have nothing better to do, which apparently they don't have anything to. Gee, sorry guys. All right, somebody's shouting flex snore at me, which I think means, hey, pay attention. Talking to you. Right, so she's going home. Bye. I guess they served her needs. So anyway, we have Officer Lewis. He either wants to go to the surveillance van, the training center, or the front desk. So I'm going to send him to the training center so you can see what they're doing over there because it's so cute. It's really cute. They say, nobody wants to. Oh, the boys are always like, we don't want to hear about your Sims. I'm always like, hey guys, my Sims are doing this. And then the guys are like, we don't want to hear about your Sims. They never want to hear about my Sims. And that's really all I want to talk about anymore because they're so exciting. They just don't want to hear about my Sims. But see, they're doing weight, they're doing training. See, they do like, they call it motivational training, which is really cute. It's absolutely adorable. So there. See, he's climbing over the barrier. See that? And then they have their cute little sim languages and whatever they're saying. It's so now they're gonna start doing some attitude, maybe. Right there, they're giving attitude. Look, that one's clapping, and the other one's like, look, doing poses. You see, doing like, yeah, they're so cute. I can't get over that these things exist in the universe. They're just adorable. So those are my ones kind of Sims. Look at them. Look at me marching. What the hell just happened there? The phone just turned off for some inexplicable reason. So here's the Sims. Going right through the whole thing. So this one's done. He's sitting on he's sitting on the bench because he got nothing better to do. They're just hanging out. And they'll go and they'll get themselves a glass of water and they'll go to the bathroom. And they'll also go no. Go away. I don't want to do that. All right. I'm just talking about the Sims. I'm just interested in the Sims. That's it. Otherwise, it just gets too out of hand. It just gets out of control. All right, so they are doing what? Okay, this one's done with their training. Now this one is so they can go into the front desk and they can make a report, which we see that they're making a little report. Well, so anyway, they're making a report on the front desk, as you can see. My little Sims love it. So that's the Sims with that part, and then on the other place they are. Oh, this is at work where they have a movie studio. They have a movie studio, and in the movie studio they are going to here. They have a little costume shop, which, as you can see, has bolts of material, and it has an ironing board over here, a little desk. So that's what. No, you can't. You have to find somebody else. I don't do that. Okay, so anyway, where am I? Oh, what happened here? All right, so they're just done with this. They have a little golf cart. As you can see, they're riding around their golf cart. So this one's done. Uh-oh. When they call you like that, they have um I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know why I like this. I'm not apologizing for this. So why don't you do that? The thing I like best that they do is this. My favorite. Look at them. They have little drawing table, and little pieces of material, which is really nice. As you can see, I like that. I think that's great. So they can't do any of these things. Catering area, the golf cart, or the security booth. How come there's nothing open in the I don't really want to do that. How about this guy? All right, we have the security booth, the golf cart, and the can. That's all we have. So we're gonna go in the golf cart, I guess. That'll be the most fun. I'm just talking to the camera. I got nothing to say to anybody except talking about my Sims or the books that I'm reading. I might talk about that. I just want to talk to a camera and think that somewhere in the universe, maybe in the far future, somebody will see this and say, "Wow, that's cool." Instead of going, "Oh, it's so boring, so boring." I'm just so boring. I really am though. But I'm not boring to myself, so I guess that's whatever matters is that I'm not boring to myself. Although I'm sure I'm very boring to other people, which is fine. I mean, I don't really care. I do fine on my own. See, that's the point. And then you gotta live. You gotta live in this world. All right, this child has just gotten done. All right, I'm watching The Sims, and I'm not. This is not like any kind of. This is really boring. You will probably be really bored. Because I'm going to talk about books, and I'm not going to talk about. I'm not going to talk about anything stupid. Just anything that I'm not interested in. I'm just going to talk about books that I'm reading, you know, or games that I'm playing, or I'm reading this book, trying to understand this book. This is a very thick book, and it takes a lot to eat it a little bit at a time. It's like lembas, elf bread. It's very good. Probably boring to people who are used to Twinkies or whatever they're used to. I don't really know, but anyway, so I'm playing. Oh, good. They're all going away. So anyway, so here are my Sims, and they're hilarious. They're so cute, little guys. I mean, I'm sure there are people who. Wait, what happened here? Why did I do that? I'm sure there are people who are interested in this. And I know that if I had this up on the screen instead of myself, that would be even better. I mean, it would be better if I could just have the gameplay on the screen, because then I could talk about what I was doing and people could see it. Like, for instance, this child is watching television. So I'm going to get this child and this adult to read a book. I'm going to get them to read fairy tales for 10 hours. 10 hours of fairy tales. Click. Here they come over to the bookstore, to the bookshelf. Oops. See, they're sitting at the bookshelf and they're reading with the children. So, anyway, here's my boring Sims doing the boring things that I do in my boring everyday life: read books, paint pictures, read poetry, things like that. I have my Sims do the same thing, and they do some work as well, which I think is great. So there's that. I think The Sims is a really good game for communication if you want to learn about culture. All right, my battery is low, so I gotta find my other cord, which is this one right here. See if I can plug this in without any kind of loss of functionality here. So is this gonna work? All right, so I have my camera plugged in, and the camera's still working. So I'm just gonna. So there are my feet. Look, there's my feet right there. See that? That makes you happy. People are interested in my feet, which I think is weird. You know, I'm not judging, but just I mean, if you had to give in to every damn question or comment from every person in the universe, it would just be time consuming and irritating. And because it's not very gracious. It's like to be talking to somebody as if I was just talking to somebody that I knew, that why is this on here? Oh, because this kid's still watching TV. They're hilarious. So one of them's painting, one's watching TV, one's reading a book, the other one's playing with the dollhouse, and the other one is being read to by an adult. The adult is reading, another adult is reading a book. Mm-hmm. I mean, I just want. Why people are interested in anatomy pieces like feet? Are they interested in feet? Why? What would be the point? I don't really know. I think people are weird. Not judgmental. I mean, I used to be more. I don't know why I'm not as nice as I used to be. Nice. I'm not nice anymore. I don't know why I'm not nice anymore. I used to be easygoing, and I'm not nice or easygoing anymore. I don't know why. Because I guess I don't know why. I mean, I guess it's because at some point in your life you want to be you want to be more of not like the object of something. I don't really want. I always think, well, people could just really buy anatomically correct dolls and do their thing with them anatomically correct dolls, and just because I'm just really interested in thinking. I like to think and I like to share thoughts. That's what I like to do, basically. And I guess I would say that I would have a more of an intellectual thing, but I'm still attached to having a body, which is a problem. It's like the meat. Which wins, the meat or what? I think that's it. Am I ready to be like? There's so many better thinkers than I am. Like I'm not even a great thinker. I don't think that I am a great thinker. I mean, yeah, I am a great thinker in different ways. I mean, I have great thoughts. God freaking knows. And to my delight, they are not my thoughts alone. I like the fact that other people think similar things to what I think because then I feel like, well, I'm not completely alone in thinking this thing. It's not so much I care about being original. I don't care whether I'm an original thinker. I just want to find it. I don't want to argue about it. I want to see how many people have experienced Now, this is what I experience in life. This is how I have felt or how I feel or, whatever. And this is what life has been like for me. And I just like to compare notes. It's not really like a contest. I'm not saying like I'm more badass than anybody, and I'm not. I'm sure plenty of people are more badass than I am. You know, or ordinary. I'm sure people are more ordinary. That's not the point. I mean, it's not the point. It's not like a contest. You're this or you're more this or you're more that. No, it's more like, oh, you just want to see. You want to experience. I guess that's for me. I like people that the more that I know somebody, the more I like them. I like to know people. I like to know about people. You know, I don't know why is it so why is it so problematic? It's like sometimes I feel like you get into this whole thing where your whole function is some kind of like meat sack, which is not that great of a thing because whatever you could just like make one out of you can make a meat. You want to rub meat sack, then you can just get a meat sack and rub it. Why gotta be a meat sack with a brain? Because brains like you know they're kind of they like to be respected. I guess is what we don't want to do. He likes to be respected. I guess is a good word. Consciousness likes to be respected. Consciousness likes to be you know recognized as existing. Not just like oh yeah meat business. I mean, there's some stuff to be said for it. I mean, there certainly is the aesthetics of the flesh, the ears or whatever are wonderful. I really like it. I love it. I love the thing. I like the feel of being in a body. I like the feel of actually, the muscles and bones. I like the feel of that. But I don't know. There's something I'm just a little squeamish about the whole human thing. Sometimes I just find it it's a little bit distasteful for some reason. And then I feel like, well, I'm such a snob. Why do I think it's distasteful? Who the hell do I think I am? Thinking that being a human is distasteful, and it's just rude. He's currently competing in a cooking competition. It's not that it's rude. It's just that I recognize other human attributes. I mean, I love the fact that there's symphonies. I love symphonies. I love plays and you know literature. I like the literature. Um, so the security booth. I mean, I like the literature of various countries. I like the poetry of various countries. I like also the um, cuisine. I like cuisine. I do like eating. I mean, let's just get serious about it. I really do. I like eating a lot. I do. One of my favorite things. All right. So it's like, am I stuck in this? It's not like being stuck. It's not like it's a terrible thing to be stuck in this paradigm of being a human being. It's not terrible. It's actually interesting. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to be in it all the time. I guess you could just be out of it sometimes. But I mean, what's the point when you could be in it? You know. So we're gonna go to the front desk. That's that. We're gonna go to the training center. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm just assuming that nothing's wrong with me. I guess, and that I'm just the way I'm supposed to be. And then eventually it'll seem really clear to me that it's okay for me to be this way, which would be nice. Super. I could just do that. I mean, look at whoever programmed this stuff. It's just amazing. This is like amazing stuff. I mean, we're talking about algorithms. Like how do they get all these gestures, like all the gestures and all the inflections of the speech are just amazing. Like all the tiny little details, like the bathroom, the little packages of little containers of mustard and ketchup and napkins on the tables. Different kind of flowers, park benches. Look, they got a little coffee. They got a little soda. They got a great kitchen. They got a little espresso machine. I guess that's what. Yeah, it's a little either kind of drink machine. They got a fridge, a whole lot of little drawers in there. So they have a great break room. They have a sink and a toilet. Very rudimentary, but very functional. So then here we have the R&R. Wow, I always say that. That's the security booth, I guess, which is where is it? Why are they not in this? Oh, because he's talking. So the security booth has a intercom or a phone. I guess in a swipe or card reader, and then it has a desk with a computer. A laptop. Maybe it's a laptop. Not a laptop. But anyway, it's a computer and a keyboard and a mouse, which is real cool. Then over here you have the audition room, which is okay. It's got a camera, it's got a laptop, a notepad, a pencil, post-it notes, and a mouse, and a bunch of chairs, some papers, and a projector, and a bunch of benches, which is real cool. Look at that, that's really nice. Isn't that nice? No, maybe they're not benches. Maybe no, it's just the floor. It'd be nice if there was benches, but there's not. So that is wrong. So then you got your catering service here, which has a catering truck, two street lights, and a chair. And if you pan into here, there's a grill and a smoothie machine, I assume. It's like a smoothie machine. And there's a grill and a little menu. So she comes over and she asks her what she wants, and she's looking at all the offerings and at the grill. So now she takes her order, writes it down, and I guess they're done. All right, she goes, "Thanks, man. I see you." So they're really proud of themselves. They accomplished something here. They're still talking. Whoever that is, this guy. Well, you could either take him to the secure Florence Nightingale. That's the name of the sim. The catering area. Let's go back and make more food. I love sim language. Medubaja. Like, is it a real language? I mean, it's almost like a real language. It could be a real language. I could be somebody else's sim. That's the interesting part. See, now there's 0 people watching me, which makes me happy. I like it when 0 people. It's not that I don't like it when people. I don't like when people watch me, but on the same token, I do want to be watched. So let's go to surveillance ban. Relieved. And the front desk. I would like to not be so boring. I would. It'd be great if it was more exciting. But I am not. It's got a face facts. I'm not a very exciting person. I'm a very boring person. I like to play video games and eat and draw pictures, basically. I like other things. I like to play dress up. I do. I do like playing. I like to do all the things I used to like to do when I was a kid. Is basically what I like to do. I mean, is that before you learn what Minster Fuller said is what did you do what you like to do before you learn you had to earn a living, which kind of what I do. I do what I did when I was a kid before I knew that I had to be a grown up, which was really bad news for me. I didn't want to. I wouldn't mind being a grown up like my parents. My parents were kind of grown ups that I liked the idea of being grown ups like my parents because they were pretty, you know. I mean, my father liked the things he did. He liked his job that he worked at the Veterans Hospital. I went to work with him, and he went to work, and he liked his job. He had good people working for him, and beautiful place to work. Wonderful equipment. I remember going in there, and he had like he had the one whole the physical therapy department was spectacular. They had all the equipment that you could imagine. They had a big Olympic-sized swimming pool, and they had medicine balls and ropes and vault. Like in a gym. It was just basically a big gym, and they had wrestling mats and all this stuff. And I that was wonderful. I don't know why. I should have just stuck with that. And then there was the art therapy department, which was Tony and they were Tony and what was the other woman's name? Tony and Marie, but something like that. And they were the two women, and they had the art department, and they had all the art equipment you could imagine. And they had, there was Harry. There was a whole bunch of people, and that was a great. I mean, my dad had a great job. It was a wonderful job, personally, from what it looked like to me. And then also the things that he did at home as work, meaning um, as a caretaker, because he was a caretaker of the estate that I grew up on. So he had, he liked to plant, and we put uh, cheesecloth over the blueberry bushes, or prune things, or weed things, and do the composting, raking the leaves. It was a lot of work, and a lot of pleasant work. I enjoyed doing it. I mean, that was like paradise. As I'm concerned, I guess for me, I'm always trying to duplicate the conditions of my childhood, which were kind of, you know, um, kind of you know, boring. I guess basically, I mean, it's just like kind of a happy childhood with parents that were. I can't really think of anything terrible, that they did or said. I mean, it was all really nice. Maybe I just thought, you know, I don't even know. I guess you have to see everything at some point. The thing with me is I never really. I don't think, maybe I subconsciously did, but I don't really think that I ever wanted to leave home. I wasn't. I'm still not a person who likes to leave home. I like to do things around home. I don't mind. I mean, I've gone places by myself. It's not that I don't like to, but it's kind of stressful for me. I like staying home. It's less stressful, except for the fact that I feel like I should be going someplace. So it's always something. Like I'm really happy, and then I think like, oh my God, you're so boring. You never go out, and you never do anything with a boring person. No wonder nobody ever comes to visit you. You're blah blah blah. So then I do that for a while, and then all of a sudden I get happy with what I'm doing again because I start a new project, or I get a new book to read or something like that. And then all of a sudden I'm happy about what I'm doing, or play a new game. I play a new game, but sometimes in between I get bored with myself, and I think, well, you should, there's all these people out there you could be meeting, and there's all, so it's like a constant quandary. I feel in a constant quandary, you know, and I guess kind of ivory towers kind of situation for me, because I like being up So I mean, I love it up here. When in my imagination, I think of this as my wizard's den. So I'm like a wizard in the wizard's den. I think, oh, I'm a wizard, like Gandalf. I think things like this. I do. I feel like I'm a wizard, like Gandalf. I could have a big beard like Gandalf too, or something like that. I could just cut a hole in there. So I could be like Gandalf in my wizard's tent, or some kind of alien being. I have no idea. The thing I guess I'm trying to say is like the real world is this. I don't even know what that means. Like, what is the real world? People think, oh, it's the real world. People say I gotta get involved in politics and stuff like this, and I just like, I don't like it. I did like Bernie for a while because he was saying things that I could totally get behind, and I think he did make a good difference. But now it's in a murky area that I'm uncomfortable with that area. I'm just being a little bit I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm like an old woman. I'm worried. I'm worried about everything. So I'm just up here in oh, my little haven. I'm like a monk or a hermit or some kind of religious, like a nun or something like that. It's kind of how I feel. So, well, since nobody's listening anyway, and since every time I see a real live human being, I talk their ears off, so I might as well just talk to the camera. That way I'll get it out of my system so then when I see real human beings, I'll be able to be more receptive and less, you know, bursty. I'm kind of bursty with my enthusiasm and need to share because I let it build up for so long. You know, I think that might be what it is. But anyway, I'm feeling rather uncomfortable for all at this point in my life. And I read some things, and I think I wrote them down, which resonated really strongly for me. I was like, oh yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Um, so are they talking about? Could you go away, please? If you're a bug, I don't want you to be on me. I don't. I got a little bit creeped out by too many bugs, and I don't want to be. Usually, they bother me too much. All right. So it says. So this is on the 18th. I wrote this. Venus is going retrograde soon, and I can feel it. Tomorrow, Venus will be at its brightest. It's the 19th, and what's today? Today's something. 22nd, I think it is today. 22nd. It is indeed. Hello. What's going on? Well, it doesn't want to go on. But anyway, so this was the 18th, and it says tomorrow Venus will be at its brightest. Venus enters retrograde on October 6th. Venus becomes the morning star. The word Lucifer means light bringer and refers to Venus and her morning star. Hesperus refers to the evening star, which I feel like right now it's like, and then I refer this to the poem which my mother used to recite all the time, called the Wreck of the Hesperus. So then I'm like, oh my God, is that what happened? Because I really feel frozen. Like I feel frozen. I feel like I'm frozen. So the Hesperus is the evening star, and she is weakening but still loving, reflective, and receptive, quite virginal and pure, and a little insecure. And I really feel like that right now. So anyway, so it's the Hesperus. But the poem that my mom used to read was, "It was the schooner Hesperus that sailed the wintry sea, and the skipper had taken his little daughter to bear him company. Blue were her eyes like the fairy flowers, her cheeks like the dawn of day, and her bosom white as the hawthorn buds that open the month of May." So anyway, what happens is that there's a big storm, and he ties her to the mast, and she freezes to death. And they find her in the morning frozen to the mast, and I feel like that's me. I feel like I'm frozen. I really relate to the character in the cartoon Frozen. I feel frozen. I feel like the Ice Queen. So it says here that in the that after October 6th, well, I'm a little anxious about this because I don't want this to happen. Is that Venus becomes the morning star, and then I think of Marjorie Morningstar, and which means light bringer in the Morning Star edition. So Peekskill Evening Star was the name of the newspaper when I grew up. So there's a lot of significance for me to this whole thing. So Venus entered pre-shadow on September 3rd, and October 6th, Venus stations retrograde at 10 degrees Scorpio. On October 12th, Venus enters Scorpio decan, which is to its detriment. Sounds horrible. No wonder I feel so crappy. At least so I know what's going on, I can handle it. Okay, so Venus conjunct Mercury on on the Gamma crucifix, on the Gacrux, Gamma crucis. Gamma is the Greek letter. The range of gamma means the range of possible values, especially in music and in color values. So that's the self-evolving system. It's the point, really. And then October 26th, which is Wallace's birthday, Venus is conjunct the Sun. Akazemi, as if in the heart. So it's a good time for a new beginning. Then on the 27th, it becomes Lucifer. So it all looks good. It says the law is represented by an upright arrow. It's the law. Now it's got to be north or up. Which way is up? So I think of Gamma. I think of Gamera and Gamma Granny in the big game. And Alpha Crux, 8 Crux, is a triple star at the foot of the cross. It's a triple star 1, 2, and 6 magnitude. A star of 1, a star of 2, and a star of 6 magnitude. So that's 9. And the crux is said to give perseverance, beneficence, ceremonials, justice, magic, and mystery, an inventive mind, intuition, and wisdom. And the Hesperus, I already recited it, but I have it written down here. And then understanding social media. So that's the end of that book. But then it's the end of one side of the book, and it's also the end of the other side of the book, which is, I guess I might as well deal with this book. It's about the art, because my whole thing is like, what is art? And it says the art is practiced for its own sake. It is its own reward. The pleasures of the art exceed any other. The essence of the art is play, improvisation, and bricolage. When one starts out on the path of art, one begins with what one has. When one enters the art, one has everything one needs to begin. Be where you are, use what you have. Seek out the lower reaches of the earth, perfect them, and you will find the hidden stone. Immortality depends on having a strong inner story. One of the challenges of the art is persisting on the path, despite impediments, reversals, and challenges. The most grave challenge puts in question the trust in your own inner vision, often in the form of the 5 fears. 5 fears are the fear of loss of life, the fear of loss of income, the fear of loss of reputation, fear of unusual states of mind, and fear of speaking before a group. Also, falling into the unconscious, forgetting who you are, believing the signals from the realm of Maya. I have lived fully in the shadows. Better is one's own dharma, though imperfect, than the dharma of another well performed. In the night, there are many stars, but in the day, there's just one. The art removes all impediment to learning, By examining and expressing the confines of one's life, one can transcend limitation. It's like living in a room for many years, and at some point one takes a look around and discovers doors to other places. But I suppose the imagination does that as well. It also creates new worlds for the inhabitants of this one to move into. Well, here's meta skills. One is compassion for yourself and loving interest in all the things you experience. That's the only one I wrote down. And it says existential, like exist, existy, like, never mind, it's a joke. The art, not a joke, it's a little pun. The art brings it all together. In the art, everyone finds its place and its arc of movement. Even the darkness reveals its beauties to the art. Dust be diamonds, water be wine, happy, happy, happy all the time, time, time. I call upon you, you who create the diversity of forms, open to my words. You who divide and multiply, hear my words. I make lead to you, ancient associates and fellow wanderers, you silent makers of the mole and whale. Aid me and I will aid you. So then it says forgiveness. A tranquil mind is not a little guilt. Not a little guilt. I am the author of the dream, not a figure in the dream. As you see him, so you see yourself. It's the mirror, mirror. Components of forgiveness. Resurrection is the denial of death, being the assertion of life. Be still and know that I am God, the still small voice within. Trust that with all my heart and soul. All things work for good when I love that. I don't need to decide. The art does not imitate or represent life. The art is life. The art is eternal. And then dispelling, the fairest of all, means the most equitable. And death and the devil win eventually. In terms of this world's reality, this seems disastrous, but this world is backwards. Death is eternal life, and devil is all good, nothing is forbidden. Art is not a jealous God, there's just nothing else that is real. You are free to go out and look around, but you'll be back. Don't worry about wasting time. There is an eternity or so everywhere you look. If you are content with what you are doing, it must be important, as anything anyone says. It must be part of your path, increasing your understanding and skill in your art. Being an artist is heaven. In the face of unconditional love, the individual soul self-selects on the basis of its inner sense of worthiness. It's like Xander talking about giving the A. A hierarchy of mutual healing ensues in the social matrix. I think that's pretty true. My life experience uniquely qualifies me as a leading, or rather, a role model, as I am self-reliant, tolerant yet unbending, honest, empathetic yet cool. I know that enough is enough. I always have what I need, and I do what presents itself to do. While I solve the loathly lady problem, I will be irresistibly dazzling, beautiful to my true love, and pleasingly, moderately attractive to just friends, and hideously, terrifyingly hideous to enemies, which sounds like a lot of fun. I don't really want enemies, but. And then it says, Rowan is not to be forgotten, set aside, or ignored. She is the power within you to call forth your elegance and mastery of your logical mind as it intermingles with your intuitive powers. She calls you onto the path of future planning, using symbology and talismans to form order to your dreams. And on that note, I'm going to end this broadcast because that's the perfect place to end. So I'll talk to you later. How do we end it? I don't know how to end these things. That's the problem. Can we do that? Is that how I do it? I do. I want to